Good evening, everyone. It is April the 2nd, 2026. Today I'm going to put up a video that I found very interesting, and it was on the controversy over pepper spray. And there's, again, thoughts of getting pepper spray legalized here in Canada as a measure of defending oneself. That I know that we've talked about this before, or I have definitely when I was talking to Julie there about how some of the girls on the streets feel like they're defenseless against some of the guys that are bullying them and torturing them in their own way and being rude to them and hitting them and whatever. Because I've seen some of that too. They don't care. And so they were concerned and saying, well, we need bear spray, and we talked about the bear spray, and we talked about the definitely the pepper spray as well. So I think it's a very, very good video that's up. It was on the newscast again, and the discussion in one of the phone-in discussion programs, there was some discussion on it. So you'll hear a little bit about what was discussed on the program as well. When people phoned in on their opinions of it as well. But it does come down to the fact that even if they should legalize the pepper spray, it's still a burden is on the person who's been assaulted to prove that they literally had to use the pepper spray in self-defense. So it still comes down to that, whether you even today, whether it's a gun, you still have that proof. You've got to prove that you needed the gun in self-defense. So there's a lot of controversy on how one can protect oneself, and especially down here, there's been a lot more stabbings and things like that going on, and assaults going on here in the market. I've got some that I'll probably put up later there on it, but this is one of the things that I think before we get into it, I think it's really interesting for people, and I think people really need to look at what do we legalize, because they're saying today, and I can see why, because how do you protect yourself today in the world we're living today? Because this is not like 50 years ago, for example, when I was growing up as a child. Our society was different. So how do we change everything? With the changes that we're getting, everything is just coming at us out of left field. The balls are just flying at us, and all the problems from left, right, and center, and trying to deal with the world we're living and coping with. How do we change our laws? How do we educate people? And the list just goes on. And we are living in times of trouble that we really have to look at our society. We have to look at ways of really being kind to people in a humane way, but at the same time protecting ourselves. And of course, it always comes back, well, the criminal always gets away with it. There's the courts are just giving them a little slap on the wrist, and this is and a lot of the times that's what you see. And the court, definitely our justice system has to change too. But how do we do that? That's going to be a huge discussion, and I think we need to get together and have like talk shops and stuff about how do we change things, get people together and really have people talk about it, and with our politicians, have a town hall or something where just everybody gets together throwing some ideas out there on changing things for the better for us, because it's got to the point where it's very dangerous for anybody, and especially when you're concerned about the safety down here as well. So in the market area, and where all this is occurring, excuse me. It's changing weather. I was out again today, another tickle in my throat. So please excuse me, totally normal for me. But I think we need to take a really good hard look at this. And so I'm going to leave it there for everyone today. And I'm trying to deal with my throat here. And so everyone, take care, watch your surroundings, and be safe. And we'll talk again soon. And bye-bye.